From the headlines that move us
to plays on the field and people making a difference,
it's news, sports, and stories that keep our community alive.
This is the Heartbeat of Tampa Bay.
I'm Christopher Ingram.
And I'm Amber Uhler, filling in for Serena Fazan.
Serena, she's just been missing so much this last month. She actually was out of town over the weekend with her daughter for Mother's Day.
That's incredible, and I get to co-host for a second
You're
time.
back.
I'm back. I'm so excited.
You did such a great job last time. We're happy to have you back, Amber.
Oh, thank you so much.
So we've got some stories we're talking about today.
We have stories.
Also this week, we're recording, we'll be releasing some segments with some guests, including an ER doctor for vets, or for dogs and cats, veterinary ER. And we're also going to be talking to Josh Wastall, who is a Hillsborough County Commissioner. We're going to talk to him about the Rays.
Oh, how exciting.
Yeah.
We love sports.
We love sports.
And Tampa Bay.
Go
Gonna
Bucks,
do a pulse
go
check.
Lightning, go Rays.
Time to do a pulse check on the Rays.
Yeah, we'll see what's going to happen. So we have some interesting stories, including a really sad story, which I know really impacts you because of your life experience and some of the things that you've done as it relates to children drowning in pools in Florida. There was an incident here in the Tampa Bay area where a young child, 4 years old, drowned over the weekend.
It's devastating. As a non-fatal drowning victim, somebody who literally knows what it feels like to drown, my last moment before I lost consciousness was thinking, my dad's gonna be so mad.
Aww.
Yes, I was on a fishing trip. He was getting the tackle and the supplies out of the back of the trunk, and I ran down to the lake in Illinois, a dark, murky lake, ahead of him. I was so excited, and I ran down the pier and I tripped and I fell in and I couldn't swim whatsoever. And I just remember sinking beneath the waves and the water murky and the light filtering down till I couldn't see anything anymore. And I just was like reaching up and remembering, my dad's gonna be so mad. And my brother had seen from a great distance, probably like 50 yards away, me fall in, and he ran and somehow was able to find me and locate me and pull me out. And luckily I was revived, I survived. But that's not usually the story. Now I've gone on to become Mrs. Universe 2026 pageant ambassador, and my platform is swim safety and drowning prevention. And unfortunately, I've met dozens and dozens of families who've lost their children through all manner of drowning accidents.
Well, this particular case, I believe, was in Brandon, and a 32-year-old mother of the 4-year-old who died has been charged with some sort of negligence on homicide or manslaughter. And the thing about these cases is 9 times out of 10, as you well know through your experience and the great work that you've done, they're avoidable if the people who are responsible for those children were paying attention and had what the sheriff's office said they refer to as a dedicated water watcher for the children.
Yes, I worked with the National Drowning Prevention Alliance and created a water watcher card. It goes out in their teachers' school kit every year to teachers in all 50 states. And what it is it's an activity for kids. They cut out the water watcher card, they color it, and it has the layers of prevention on it. So it says, layers of prevention save lives, barriers and alarms, supervision, water competency, life jackets, and then emergency preparation. And so they color it, we laminate it, we poke holes in it, and we put a little string around it or a lanyard. It becomes a lanyard. And then whenever you're at a pool party,
hopefully have that with you, right?
You designate a water watcher. Right. And what I know from personal experience and what made me want to help create this with the National Drowning Prevention Alliance was I was at a pool party in 2023 and there were adults all around and the kids all could swim. That was the big deception that I think we all missed. The kids could all swim fine.
So you just make an assumption.
We think so. Several hours had gone by. Some of the adults went in to do a toast because it was a birthday party. I decided to stay out at the pool, and I just happened to look down, and it was so reminiscent of me in my final moments. There was a kid at the bottom of the pool just reaching up immobile, and he had been swimming fine all day, but they had swam for several hours, and I think he just got tired and tuckered out. So I dove in, I pulled him out. He was limp, lifeless. He looked kind of purple and blue. He started vomiting up white foam. And you have to think, I wasn't the only adult out there.
Right.
There were still several other adults out there, and we all missed it because drowning is silent. It's not this big dramatic splashing about and yelling for help. It's none of that. They sink silently
Right.
beneath the waves. And when I talk to people, they always talk about when they've pulled their kid out, they were reaching. And that's exactly what
horrible.
I saw. And oddly enough, the child that I saved, I saw this weekend at a graduation party. And I said, "Do you remember?" And I thought he was going to say no, because he's probably about 5 years old. And he was like, "Oh, I
You
remember."
remember, just like you did.
Oh, it's my first cinematic memory. But what's highly unusual about this case is I looked into it. It was a birthday party, a pool party. There were adults all around, and that's the great lie. If everyone's watching the water, then no one's watching the water, and that's exactly what happened in this case. But what is really unusual is that they charged the mother with.
It must have been some circumstances that showed the police that she was somehow negligent and should have been responsible for that child.
I've worked
in a better
with
way.
dozens and dozens of families in all manner of this, of being on a phone call, of the husband asking the wife an insurance question and she turns away for just a moment, of the UPS guy coming to the door and
Right.
needing a signature. I remember one family who they were at a friend's house and the child fell off the back into the canal. In Florida, we have canals. And it was dark and murky, and they just couldn't locate him. And none of them ever got charged.
Yeah, there must be some extenuating circumstances. We don't know what. I mean, who knows? It could have been alcohol. It could have been any number of things. But the police certainly felt like this warranted an arrest, and it's just horrible. I mean, not knowing what the actual circumstances were, your heart feels for this woman, the mother.
I think losing
who
your
lost
child
her
is
child. That's a
pretty
huge
big,
punishment.
yeah.
But law enforcement clearly thought there was more to the story than just absent-mindedness or something. But this also reminds me of the cases which we read about here in Florida at least 2 or 3 times a summer, and not just in Florida, but especially here because it's so darn hot, where parents forget a child in their car and leave the child locked in their car. And I remember when I first moved back to Florida in 2004, and about 2 weeks after I moved here, there was a story about a man who took his kid in the morning to take to daycare, and he just was in his zone. He typically
forgot
did.
and drove.
He was out of his normal
Oh,
routine.
the wife usually took the
wife
baby?
normally took him. So he took the kid, put it in the car, maybe 20 minutes before he's supposed to be dropping the kid off. And it's 20 minutes to go to his office. And the kid must have been quiet in the back seat, fell asleep. The dad goes to work, locks the car, goes to work. And 5 hours later, the police are trying to break into the car because somebody saw the child in the back seat.
Oh my
the
God.
dad comes out, and this particular case, I mean, there've been others, but this is the one that really stuck with me because it was the first one that I saw when I moved back to Florida. He was charged, and spent, I think, 18 months in state prison because of his negligence, which certainly it was not his intention. It didn't appear to do any harm to that child. But, the law looks at it and says, even if you didn't intend to do something, you still have a responsibility towards your child. And but it's just heartbreaking when you think about loss of a child in any circumstance, and particularly one of these where the parent is somehow responsible for that child's accidental death.
Well, at the end of the day, the buck stops with the parent always. I know with my car, every time there's any weight put in any of the back seats, when I turn the car off, it dings and says check for occupants, and you have to click OK for it to stop dinging. And I feel like we're making progress. We're trying to implement things so these, avoidable
tragedies don't occur.
Exactly. So
Well,
I feel for that family. I hope they can reach out and get the resources they need. There's lots of, organizations that will help pay for the funeral costs, that will help get therapy for the surviving members of the family. And it's just a
just
tragedy.
tragic, it
And
is.
it's in Florida now. We're going into the summer, and unfortunately these stories are going to skyrocket. Florida leads the nation in drowning deaths for not just children, in every single age bracket, for people with disabilities, for kids, for adults. I mean, you should really never swim alone, because we have adults die because they have a heart attack in the pool, or a brain aneurysm, or a stroke, or something. And, that happens. And then there's obviously the just devastating loss of life with kids, but it's not just in pools, it's in canals, it's in, retention ponds.
Even bathtubs.
A
child unattended in a bathtub.
Bathtubs are number one.
Number one. Wow.
People think it's swimming pools.
Yeah.
Bathtubs are number one where deaths happen
That's crazy, isn't it?
for kids.
Yeah. Wow. All right, a heavy story. Let's a little bit lighter, albeit
Okay.
maybe
well,
a little.
let's do a hard transition here.
A hard transition, a lighter but stickier story, to say the least. Pasco County
Oh, goodness.
has sought fit to implement a rule that a child entering kindergarten in Pasco County schools, I can't believe they even have to tell people this.
Oh, they have
but
to tell
your child
people.
has to be potty trained to go to kindergarten.
New rule in
New
Pasco
rule.
County, you cannot drop your baby off for the first day of kindergarten if they are not potty trained. I do not think teachers of 5-year-olds should be dealing with
No,
diapers.
they absolutely should not.
How can you teach a class? How can you even teach a class of 5-year-olds?
Right? More power to those people, right?
That is hard, even
Yeah.
just
Without
if
having to worry about
everybody's
dirty
on
diapers.
have an even playing field. But if you have 5 out of your 20 kids in diapers and you have to, they pee and they, go number 2
yeah.
and you've got to deal with that. What, do you stop the whole class for that? Like,
Well,
clearly
they would have to. I mean, unless there's an aide, they would have to.
Clearly, this has become such a large issue that they had to make an actual policy for
They
it.
said there were at least 10 kindergartners in every Pasco County elementary school that were not potty trained. At least 10 in every county school, elementary school.
That's unfathomable
crazy.
to me. I worked so hard to get my kids
Yeah.
potty trained. By the time they were 2, like, we were doing the M&Ms.
Right.
We had little potties that we
Potty
took with
treat.
us in the car, and
Yep,
if they said
yep,
they
we
needed
did
a
that
potty,
too.
okay,
Yep,
everybody
yep.
pull over. Like,
Yeah.
I never wanted them
Yeah.
to miss it. And I was so happy to, like, save the money to get out of diapers, and then you can have such a more
It's so much
free
easier.
life.
Yeah, we used to do it. My kids, they were all potty trained, but well before they were 2. But we used to say, woohoo, and whatever the child's name was, went poopy in the potty, yay, like make it a big celebration and stuff like that. But I think this is just a reflection of today's generation of young people who are parents don't know how to teach responsibility because they were not taught responsibility. I think it's a failure of society, not so much of parents per se.
I also feel like it's a little bizarre to be like, hey, this is your problem
Yeah.
now. You teach them how to
Yeah.
potty, how you potty train them. Like, I'm a teacher and I'm teaching your kids to read and write and the ABCs, but I'm not here to, I didn't go to college to teach kids how
Right,
to
how to
be
go to
potty
potty
trained.
train.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe this is even a story, but I do have to say, I know some people who have a 5-year-old who is not potty trained.
Is that right?
And we would go swimming and stuff, and this big kid would be in a swim diaper, and I never said anything, but I thought maybe they're developmentally delayed,
Yeah.
maybe there's some issue, maybe there's some reason, but maybe they just didn't do it. I don't know.
Right.
I never asked.
It's interesting you make that point because the article about the Pasco County Schools' new diapers, no more diapers for kindergartners rule, they do have an exception for kids that have developmental and other physical disabilities that they
Which
are
that's
exempted
good.
from.
That's
Right,
fair. Not
Yeah.
everybody in life starts out at the same
Right.
place, so you have to make exemptions for those.
Right.
Type of issues. But if they're perfectly capable and willing and capable but unwilling, then I guess you're keeping them home. You're going to redshirt them
Do
a
your
year.
do your parental duty.
Yes, absolutely.
Your duty.
I mean, I think it's a crazy rule, but I think it's a needed rule.
must be, yeah.
I feel bad for teachers already. I think we all learned during COVID that trying to homeschool your kids was
Not what it's all cracked up to be,
and that's
right?
just me with my
Yeah.
own kids,
Yeah.
much less
It's a lot.
changing
sure.
diapers for someone else's kids.
Yeah, not fun.
No.
I tell people I have changed my last diaper. I have 3 daughters. They're all well grown. When they start having kids and I have grandkids, I'm going to be like, here, change the diaper. I'm done. I've changed my last diaper.
Oh, wow. I mean, I guess that's a rite of passage.
Right?
That's sweet. But I mean, this is just a necessary. I wonder if this is going to spread through the country.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it probably is a big problem everywhere. I can't imagine it's just in Pasco County.
What is going
Right?
on?
What's going on in Pasco?
County?
Water up there, something wrong with them. All right, let's move on to this story about a tourist visiting Lahaina, Hawaii. 32-year-old individual. He's not been named, but he was videotaped taking a rock or a block of some sort and throwing it against this beloved sea lion.
Yes, it said it was a massive rock.
Massive rock.
That's how it described it, a massive
hitting
rock.
the sea lion with this massive rock.
It actually hit it?
Yeah, it hit it. And it was all on video, and a lot of people saw it. And a local from
Beachgoers.
Lahaina, Hawaii, saw it happen and went and attacked the guy, beat the crap out of him, threw a few punches at him, And then the police came and they did an investigation. They have not yet arrested the person who assaulted the seal. They did not file any charges against the tourist. A state representative from Hawaii gave him kind of like a recognition, a letter of recognition, a commendation. And he said, we don't encourage violence, but in this case, you know, this guy's a hero for not allowing this assault of the sea lion to go unnoticed and unattended to. And if the person is charged, they could face a $50,000 fine and up to a year in jail.
I hope that the person who tried to bludgeon the sea lion with a rock is charged.
Yeah, they should be.
I think that is something that should be like just made an example of.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hate when people try to take something beautiful and destroy it. I don't know why some people have that human inclination of like seeing a beautiful painting and wanting to like slice
Spray
it
paint it or something,
like ruin it. And like, why would you ever want to hurt Lonnie the sea lion?
Right.
Like, and then there's also that other element of play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Right.
Like, I'm sure that guy would have never gotten beat up if he just would have like took a picture of the sea lion and let it swim
Move
by.
on.
Why is he trying to harass it and hurt it?
Yeah, it was completely uncalled for. People do the stupidest things though, don't they?
But
Sometimes you just read these, it's like,
do you think beating up someone who threw a rock at the sea lion you love is okay?
yeah, I'm okay with that.
You're okay with it?
I'm okay with that.
I don't know how
I
I
am.
feel.
I am.
I feel like you could have just called the police. I mean, they have it on videotape, so that person should get.
I think getting the crap beat out of you in front of a bunch of people, good public humiliation, that probably.
Sometimes you need to learn a lesson.
Yeah, learn a lesson the hard way.
Well, he learned it.
Yeah, he learned. Well, who knows? He may not have learned. He might just be that stupid. But he definitely got his due, I think, at least.
I hope is the sea lion okay?
Yeah, the story didn't say whether the sea lion was okay, but I mean they're big, and not to say that it couldn't have been injured, but you know they're big and they've got all that fat that protects them and stuff like that. So I gathered, but it didn't say very clearly.
If
that
it
the
was
sea lion's
injured,
okay.
it probably would have told us.
And the thing was just trending on social media. The video of the guy doing it,
because
and the subsequent story, and the guy beating up the sea lion attacker.
The internet warriors in the comment section, I'm sure, were like
having a field day,
giving this guy a medal and his flowers, and like so happy that he took that guy down.
Absolutely. Oh, craziness.
My goodness.
All right, I know you're not big on talking about politics, but we have a little political story here today. There's a case of in a town in Japan of a 74-year-old man who is the duly elected mayor of this town.
Okay.
He has been in a coma for the last several months with no indication that he's going to come out of the coma and be able to continue in his duly elected mayoral duties. So the town council has taken it upon themselves to have a vote of no confidence on the mayor who's in the coma, and they've passed it, and he will be officially formally removed from his mayoral duties while in a coma. Well, he's basically lost his job.
Do it like
yeah, I know.
This?
I thought that was the
This
weird part about the
feels
story,
aggressive.
right? It seemed obvious, like you would just let the guy go, right? But no, they actually had to have a vote of no confidence because he can't perform his duties while he's unconscious in a coma.
Okay, I get that part, and I get that the city does need to have elected officials, but maybe you could do it more sensitively, like an elected, like a proxy mayor-elect, and if he comes out of his coma, then he gets his job back. This seems kind of harsh.
It may be a little bit harsh. I guess they didn't have any other mechanisms set up, but I look at it from having been a political consultant for 20 some odd years and helped elect a lot of people. I'm actually okay. I would have been okay if I were the townsperson of this town. Like, okay, we don't have a mayor. That's one less politician to screw things up.
I mean,
but I have a cynical attitude about politics.
I just feel like it could have been handled more delicately. Yeah. I hope he wakes up and he takes back his job.
That'd be funny, right?
Yeah,
Comes back from his coma and runs for re-election.
Wow, you guys gave up on me so fast.
And he could be like, look, I did no harm.
Of course.
My previous term.
Oh, I feel for him, and I hope that he's okay. And I mean, I guess the town needed to do what they needed to do, but they could have been more sensitive. It could have been nicer for them to just say, like, we're going to have a proxy mayor until he's okay, like speaking life over him.
Right. Yeah. Well, he doesn't know the difference, but his family does. So. Sorry, that was harsh. That was harsh.
Somehow.
You're the kind part of the show. I'm the more direct and bold, I guess.
Well, I was also happy that the guy who hurt the sea lion
Yeah,
got
right.
beat up.
We're on the same
like
page.
a little happy.
Yeah.
Like my moral part of me was like, I wouldn't have done that. I would have called the police and like filed charges if I could have, or if I had video or something. But some people, I mean, sometimes
They gotta learn the hard way.
when you go do crazy things, you can't be mad if somebody
Right.
crazier meets you there.
Exactly. Well, Amber, I appreciate you being here again this week.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll have you again anytime you want to come if Serena's not available.
I love it.
Thanks for being here. Every story shared
Adds another heartbeat to Tampa Bay.
from courage to community.
We're proud to tell the stories that keep our neighborhoods strong.
Thanks for
for
watching The Heartbeat of Tampa Bay. High five. Ooh.